On full blast up in the booth at FedEx Field. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, Week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Come on, set. AP Gator. 56. Don't let it breathe. Don't let it breathe. Play that ready.
The first carry now for Doug Martin. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
It's hauled in by Shepard. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A toss play. This is Martin. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards and under pressure again, and down he goes again. Montez Sweat able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. Now this is going to work out well as it's out of bounds near the 13-yard line. Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 13. First carry for Darius Geis. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Geis with a carry on 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 3rd down, here's Geis. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now the first carry for Bryce Love. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Joker, 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 Joker.
On 2nd down, Love. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Yo, kill, turn up. Kill, turn up.
They'll run with Geis. Now we're going to get a stoppage, and oh boy, that looks to be Geis, who is down on the turf. And how might this affect him for the playoffs? We'll get a report when we come back.
Check 56. Time to work, night.
On 2nd down, it's Love. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A huge play there for Washington. 42 yards. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
Now they'll look to Haskins to throw it. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. On 3rd and short, Smallwood. And he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Haskins looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 43. The throw by Haskins complete to McLaurin. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my...
Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And they are going to get this one back, it looks like. So nearly like-for-like fumbles, but they hang on to this thing and keep it a turnover.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
him.
No
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. The numbers on the ground for Martin a week ago. 11 carries, 62 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of...
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. After 7-0 on EA Sports. And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd. Here's Jones, operating from the gun. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on second and goal? To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's third and goal at the 1. Going to give it to Love. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
On second and 9, Jones. That's complete to Slayton. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Giants on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Now Jones. They set up the screen to Martin. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. A huge play there on the screen pass. 46 yards.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. Past the 20. Touchdown, Giants. Doug Martin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play, and result, touchdown.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Doug Martin touchdown run. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And the division title out of reach, we know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get, that first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
So it's just a matter of adjusting now, isn't it? And what I mean by that is mentally. Every team starts the season thinking, let's go for the number 1 seed, right? Being the top team. Number 2 is pretty great, too, because you get the opening bye, and you're at home after that. But it doesn't matter at this point. Just getting in, and you just sit there and talk to your team. Would you rather go on the road and deal with someone, or would you rather stay at home for the playoffs? Let's go on the road and go take someone out.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. He gets it to Sims, complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Complete. Richardson has it. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. On the carry, it's Love. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Check, check, check.
It'll be Love to try and get the first. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Redskins. Bryce Love, his 19th touchdown now on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Hopkins with the extra point.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker just has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. The partner just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season. The playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early, but there's that special one there. I say they go get him.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former Giant, Landon Collins. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now. Haskins. And that's complete. It's Sims. Touchdown, Washington. Steven Sims, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Reuben Foster, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Man, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd down, it's Doug Martin. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Pulled in at the 24. 34 yards on the return. But for a moment, looked like he had a shot to go all the way. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
On 1st and 10, it's Haskins. The throw taken in by Sims. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one goes for 24 yards. Now Haskins on 1st down. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead is now 21-14. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Doug Martin now gearing up to go again here on offense. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Throwing on 1st down, Jones. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing, Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. This is taken at about the 14.
Let's go,
so we have reached half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the 2nd half gets underway. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
Let's see if they do just that. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man here, Sims complete. And they do finally get him, but he makes it all the way to the 6. Big yardage that time for the Redskins. 44 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. From the gun, it's Haskins. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin with another touchdown, number 24 on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Come on, baby. Let's go!
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Ready?
They run it again with Martin. There goes Doug Martin. The 40, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Doug Martin with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Well, he just bumped up his personal stats with the second score, but they still have some ground to make up.
Not terrific for today because of what you just said. They're still down on the scoreboard. But later in the year, when he piles it all up and starts to think about contract time, that's a pretty good deal for him. And I know darn well that you've got him in fantasy football, don't you?
I don't. You always think I just
that.
appreciate that you think I'm smart enough to have him in fantasy.
No, you are.
Thanks.
Let's go, boys. Bring it on.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. A solid first half for him, and so far a good start to the second half.
And I'm going to try not to go overboard with praise here, but I can't help it. He is playing so well. Really accurate with the ball, finding guys open downfield, and finding the end zone 3 times. That'll help offset the one interception.
Absolutely. Just that one pick with the 3 touchdowns so far. Haskins now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Haskins. A battle for it here, and this will be caught. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Parks. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They run. Martin, a pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And that sack certainly just strengthening his candidacy for Defensive Player of the Year. You think he's got that one in the bag yet?
I'm not willing to vote quite yet just because I want to wait till the season's over. But he is really tracking towards it. Just look at all the great plays we've seen from him throughout the season. Strength plays that you referenced there, as well as agility plays. They just have not found a way to block him consistently. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field. Certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly. That is so frustrating because...
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Paul Richardson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, it brings...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The safety blitz works perfectly that time for Landon Collins. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. 2nd and long. It's complete. Doug Martin. Not able to get a single yard there, and it'll bring up 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Jones. Reuben Foster. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Checking things elsewhere. 3rd quarter now from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Now you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Haskins now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Haskins on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Richardson. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection.
And this is taken in for a Redskins touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his 25th touchdown. Tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors. But that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And we turn our focus to Doug Martin. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a 1st? So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They run the counter with Martin. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jones operating from the gun. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Here's Haskins. Throw left side complete. It's Richardson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On 1st down, it's Haskins. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Richardson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson, 52 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
As the Giants head back out there, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Montez Sweat in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with a late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a... And the pressure gets to him again. Montez Sweat in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Kicker, defense.
They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down. When they're that backed up, you've got to be careful going after him.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
2nd and 13. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Reuben Foster in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running...
And he's going to go down again. Montez Sweat providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver. 12
yards on the return that time. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And you can see they're in second place in the division, but they have clinched postseason football. They have the best record among the wild card contenders, but you never really feel comfortable when you're down around that 5 or 6 slot, do you?
No, you don't. You figure you've got to close the deal. You've got to make sure you clinch that spot to make sure you keep your place in the tournament, in the playoffs. But the other part, too, is the coaching staff. All year they've talked about getting a high seed, clinching home field. Now that talk changes to, hey, we're in. That's all that matters. Let's go on the road and take care of business.
Here's Geis. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 36-yard line.
Now a give. Right side, it's Geis. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
They still playing soccer.
They'll try and throw forward with Haskins. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Redskins go for it, but it doesn't pan out. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Gary,
Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Montez Sweat coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
and normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation, allows him to get home.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. They wound up getting nothing out of that second down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Looking to throw. Jones under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker, has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it.
Hey, check. 3 down.
Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. They start on the ground with Geis, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They stay on the ground. Geis again. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. No, the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Now it's Haskins. Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. 20, 10, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that will extend this big lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Jones now on 1st and 10. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former Giant, Landon Collins. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Haskins going to try to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, but it'll be 2nd and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now Haskins to throw it, and this will be caught. We'll forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to, because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head.
But that's
the virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know,